On the season finale of A Comic Book Orange, we cover some of the best female characters in comics and their creator. Today on A Comic Book Orange, we review comics designed for us girls. Oh my god, it's Marvel divas and models. People of the internet, I am Casey 2.5. Comic books are in a state of emergency. Continuity-heavy muscleheads and tights fantasies dominate the landscape and drive away new readers. This is a fact. What is also a fact is that creator Brian Wood is doing his part in producing great comics featuring gritty characters and environments. Let us show you why we have Wood for Wood. Brian Wood first gained notice in the graphic novel Channel Zero. In an America where politicians and media pandering to religious groups has killed freedom of speech, new media warrior Jenny 2.5 fights to awaken the citizens from accepting the status quo. Critically acclaimed, this 3.5 Orange book features all the great hallmarks Wood would become known for: young, street-smart protagonists, a sci-fi world too close to home, and the realization that culture is not made by the people in it, but those living outside of it. Young heroes were the focus of his cult favorite stint on Marvel's Generation X, which was soon followed with Couscous Express and other stories about the couriers. These are violent, action-packed, but still sweet 2.5 Orange tales. Wood's returned to superpowered youths with his 12-part demo, which we give 5 oranges. Amazingly, each issue features different characters, settings, and even art styles by the talented Becky Cloonan. It fully displays Brian Wood's talent for creating characters from all walks of life dealing with real everyday issues. He also has an incredible knack for writing complex female characters with believable strengths and weaknesses. Take the colorful 4.5 Orange Supermarket, where in a crazy gang war between Yakuza and porno Swedes, we feel lead character Pella Suzuki's pain when she loses her parents. Even more amazingly is how Wood literally grows a girl into a woman before our eyes in the Ryan Kelly illustrated Local. Each chapter of this 5 Orange masterpiece is a year apart from the last as she hitchhikes her way around North America. And women are also the central characters of the New York Four. Targeted towards college readers, think of it as Sex and the City, but without the unbelievably luxurious lifestyles. We give it 3.5 oranges. Vertigo's DMZ was previously reviewed by us, and its story about Manhattan as no man's land during a modern civil war still earns the 5 oranges we gave it. And it's joined by another Brian Wood title with a surprisingly different subject from his usual urban settings: Vikings! Vertigo's Northlanders has Brian Wood and various artists shining a well-researched light on the Dark Ages, revealing depths that go beyond the one-note internet joke. It's another great 4 Orange series and still features the same great signatures we have seen over the last decade. And now an interview with the true leader of our army, Brian Wood.
Demo 2 is coming out soon. Are there going to be characters from the first demo, or are you going to have all new characters for this one?
Everything's new. It's 6 brand new stories. They sort of seem to be taking on a slightly darker, more supernatural edge. The key to that book I found is to not overplan it. So I've just been kind of like writing it and seeing where it goes. And aside from one story that's rather cute, they're all a little bit dark and a little grim, much more so than any of the other ones.
What possessed you to write a comic about DV8 as gods?
Those characters themselves are highly dysfunctional teens, very much in like the demo mold. I feel like I might have been like inspired by them a bit. And they all have these powers that are very primal in nature, like heat and cold and sex and like growing big. It's just like these very like primal things. They don't have like magic rings or anything like that. So it just sort of seemed these are natural, like kind of like old school, old world things that like old gods would have. I'm definitely being inspired by a lot of the research I've done on Viking stuff for this book, but kind of taking it in like a bit of a more fantastical route.
There's been a lot of issues of Northlanders. Just wondering if you're going to be wrapping up the series or if you have a lot more stories to tell.
Hopefully I'll write it for as long as I want to. Because of the way it's built, you know, there's no one single story throughout the whole thing. So I think I can make it as long or as short a series as I want. And right now, I think I have enough to go for another couple of years at least.
How do you think the new President Obama, has affected DMZ?
This may be something a lot of people don't like to hear, but I just don't really think anything's changed yet. So it's not changed anything. I still wake up and feel just as negative and pessimistic about everything as I used to. Which is the key to that book. I mean, that book is really just me thinking of like the worst case scenario to what's going on. And there's still plenty of material out there for me to work with.
For more information on Brian Wood, check out his website at brianwood.com or follow him on Twitter as @BrianWood.
That's it for this season. We're off for the holidays, so come interact with us on the Twitter and the Facebooks during the break. We'll be back in January for a whole new season, but until then, happy holidays!
I hate presents.
Well, that's it for this week. Season. Oh, the window's open. There's people probably wondering what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, we should pick up.